Peace be upon you and welcome today to a new episode on your Food and Drink channel. Today, the episode is dedicated to a topic that has a lot of talk. Is it a topic? Is eating lunch or eating it harmful to our health? Or the words that are said about Hisa? Just rumors in principle, so we can start completely on the topic of lunches or mortadella. One of the meat manufacturers has products in the same way that they make chicken for me. But in most cases, the ingredients that will be placed in it are different. Chicken or beef means the ingredients will remain the same. The same manufacturing method approximates what is it? It is a good unit so that we know what the first thing is, so that we know whether this thing is harmful or whether eating it is harmful or not. We must know it is the origin of what will be. Of course, so that we remain aware of the number one thing is that lunches and all meat manufacturers use frozen Brazilian meat imported from Brazil for the purpose of manufacturing, other than the frozen Brazilian meat that is consumed for cooking in Brazilian meat that comes for the purpose of manufacturing. The percentage of fat in it is high and the percentage of customs that remains on it, because you will fear in the manufacturing process the percentage of customs and fees that you fear for the Arab countries. It remains less because it is not an imported origin for the purpose of manufacturing. In principle, this is the meat that exists. All processed meats, including luncheon or mortadella, are frozen meat imported from the United States. Brazil in particular, of course, is the largest producer of meat, and at the same time, meat there is also cheap, and therefore the importer, thanks to the fact that he imports from Brazil, is number one. Number two, meat is not the main ingredient. 4. It consists of several ingredients. In addition to the percentage of meat in it, we put on it a percentage of filling materials. This mostly remains starch and soy. Starch from manufacturing starch is added other than cornstarch, which is called starch, potatoes. Or potato starch is added to a percentage of soybeans, and it is preferable that what remains is the colored paste, flavoring agents and preservatives we have. It contains a group of materials, and this is what remains the problem with the luncheon. The luncheon is minced meat that is topped with soy, potato starch is topped with, and sodium fractions are topped with for preservation. Sodium spreads are a preservative that does not apply to lunches, but so that the lunches or products do not get wet. Meat is deposited on most preserved foods. This is a preservative, and another substance is deposited on it called monosodium glutamate or monosodium glutamate. This substance is a flavoring substance, a substance that makes our nervous system sense the taste more, meaning it makes it a substance that has no taste, but it leaves. It affects our senses. We taste the taste of the food we eat, and this is also not present in the food. Meat factories do not exist, but they are present in many products such as broth, chicken, which also contains chapsecier, things such as potatoes, which in their different products, in their different brands, contain glutamate material, and the detergent is put in it. More than one antioxidant compound. Why? Because the nature of the meat that is included in it, as we said, is the meat that is included in manufacturing, which is meat that is high in fat and high in cholesterol. Therefore, the luncheon date is the luncheon in particular, which is the luncheon that remains in a roll like a cob like this. This does not fit in refrigerators only after it is cut off. As long as what is stored in its plastic roll is transported like this, and we see Arabian cars moving it like this, so they are not stored in refrigerators. Materials are needed to prevent these fats from staining or spoiling, so antioxidants are placed in them, so we still have nitrates. Sodium, glutamate, sodium and antioxidant compounds to preserve fats from what? From snack, another need. All these materials cover the color of the fabric. The color of the meat that contains the red or pink color that we see is dot. It is not the red color because the percentage of meat in it will remain small after the additions that I said are all of them. We need a color that contains colored compounds, which are the colors of the food that are supposed to be contained in the proportions and materials. It is authorized, so we know the ingredients of the luncheon. After they add these ingredients, how does the maturity of the luncheon work? What goes down stays. He is still working like his texture, and he is still working like tahini, a little heavy, in rolls that are plastic, and it enters the ovens. The oven temperature does not exceed 80 degrees Celsius, and this makes us fear about a second topic, which is this degree sufficient to kill all types of bacteria living in the atmosphere of the meat or not? This is what we will see after the break. and paradise again after the break, and we will continue our talk about the Nazis. And excuse me today, sorry, the video may be a little long, but that's it. I mean, in order to clarify the picture, because this lunch is included in the composition of any sandwich, they take any child to school, which means that we must know a little bit, because there is no home without lunch. I mean, sorry, console me today, the video is a little long. We talked about the ingredients. Let's come to the topic. How do I cook lunch? Or factories carry out a process of cooking or cooking the zai as it is. I keep the rolak placed in ovens whose temperature does not exceed 80 degrees Celsius. Okay. This makes him. What I see in it is pathological causes. Of course, there are still pathogens in it, and at the top of it is a bacteria called Listeria bacteria. Listeria bacteria is also not present in lunches, but it may remain present in vegetables that are not washed, present in cheese that is present. Any type of tari cheese may remain present in it, and this causes a disease called this disease that can affect humans. He has symptoms such as itching, nausea, colic, and high temperature. Unfortunately, the disease has spread. Most people with strong immunity can overcome it, and its symptoms remain slight, but the danger remains that it affects a woman during pregnancy. The immunity remains weak and the disease can pass. It can pass to the mother, God forbid, and infect the child. It remains a rigid danger to me. The mother and the fetus are naturally, so it is completely forbidden or not completely preferable if I eat lunch during the period of pregnancy. The subject remains, what disease? Cat disease, or the disease that causes abortion, whatever it is called, is a disease caused by a parasite called Toxoplasma. It is not as found in many sites. It is not a virus and not a bacterium. It is a parasite, meaning a single-celled organism. It is not classified under a list of neither bacteria nor a virus. It is a single-celled parasite. It infects cats specifically and is transmitted from the cat to the human through the cat or cats. In general, she has a habit of licking her skin or scratching her skin with her tongue, and this thus transmits the parasite to her hair. Or if this hair flies, it is possible that if any food and we eat it, it may cause infection in the taxi child with plasma. Also, to the cat stool or feces, among those that also save money, remains in it is found in uneven meat. It is found in a lot of processed meat because the temperature at which it is cooked is not the degree that can kill the child inside it, and this is also one of the things that is possible. There will be some warnings about what to eat. I can't smell it, but it's also necessary for a child to acquire this. It can be transmitted to us in this way. It's not lunches or processed meat, but it's the only way. Why? Does it stay like this? We learned about EA, cooking luncheon ingredients and cooking methods. We come to the question through which we are making the video. Is it after everything we heard and after all the videos that have been published by people? I published videos that there are animals in a museum that are minced in such a strange machine, and that this is what makes the food, and the strange stories that we used to hear and feel when we were young, that the oven is mincing with the food and the words are loud and clear. I do not want to be afraid of the food, because this also means things that are not fixed. There is nothing fixed on it, but we eat lashin, and when we eat the food on it and processed meat, there are very many warnings about eating it. But I cannot remain a dreamer like so many doctors. Unfortunately, what do they say? Any meat that contains harm is prohibited. These products have entered the fabric of our lives, and it is very difficult for us to simply not eat them. We say that all meat manufacturers mean nothing. What? We don't eat it. We boycott it, and we boycott all these things. Of course, I mean, if we can interrupt it, it is still a very beautiful thing, but we want to talk realistic things. Realistic talk says that it is very difficult for us to boycott these products. We are not talking about the only thing. We are talking about factories, meat factories, but all of them contain most of the food that we eat inside. They contain preservative compounds, preservatives, and flavoring materials. Okay, what should we do? Reductions, independence as much as possible. If we reduce eating lunches and processed meat as much as possible, so that we continue to eat lunches or not? The difficult question is, his answer is summed up as follows, because it won't take long for you. And because the video didn't say it, I mean, the first thing we do is reduce as much as we can. What does it mean that we don't deprive our children of eating because the taste is also not revealed that it is loved by them? Dear Lena, we do not lie to ourselves, all of us. From eating, if we can prevent it, then with your blessing it remains very good. If we cannot prevent it, we can reduce it as much as possible because its effect in large quantities remains very terrible. It is not healthy at all for us to eat a lot of processed meat, especially lunches, because we eat them as they are brushes. It is possible that the second processed fish will fall on the fire, which may slightly reduce the damage of pathogens that may be present in them. Yes, the first need to reduce, the second need to eat with a meal. That is processed meat, especially because we eat vegetables and fruits rich in vitamin C, which greatly reduces the effect of preservatives and colorants. There are studies that have been done in many countries. What is in the leaflet, we continue to reduce, and at the same time take something that contains high vitamin C. Vegetables and fruits have a high percentage of vitamin C. Green pepper has a high percentage of vitamin C. Guava has a high percentage of vitamin C. Oranges and citrus fruits have a high percentage of vitamin C. We continue to take things that contain high vitamin C. On it. A need, and the last one is that we do not we buy from places. We know that they have a good reputation. I mean, the brands are the ones we own in Egypt, and the Arab houses are very many. They are known in factories without mentioning names, so that we do not fear factories with a certain reputation. It is known that they keep their production cheap and produce products for the purpose of marketing in popular and rural areas because their price is cheaper. Because of its nature, as I told you, it is a competitor to the school sandwich industry, and its consumption greatly increases the school period, which we are entering now. Therefore, if we put it in its prices in comparison with Turkey cheese and the types of cheese that can easily be put into this sandwich, this will make the lunch win if it is cheaper. Factories play like this, so when we investigate the issue of lunch in particular as well, and when we buy from supermarkets or hypermarkets, there will be a lot of withdrawals because when it is cut off. Its preservation degree in the refrigerator of this display is a refrigerator of 4 degrees Celsius, like a home refrigerator, and therefore it remains more vulnerable when we cut it off from the cob, which is the raldot. Then they cut it off. He wraps it in this foil paper, this sulfuric paper or this, and puts it in the display refrigerator again for the duration of its stay in the display refrigerator without disposing of it, and brings others and so on. This means withdrawal. Whether he is slow, he offers the meat, the luncheon or the basastarma or any meat factory for more pathogens, and therefore there will also be harm. When we buy, we do not buy large quantities and they sit in the refrigerator. We buy as much as we forget to use it, consume it, and what do we buy? Katie, I hope I can do it today, and I am very sorry if I took too long in the video, but this topic has a lot of talk. It is the origin of the meat industry, and there is a lot of talk about it. It needs a lot of episodes, and the ingredients in it are very much. I hope I was able to summarize this topic in detail, and oh God, you will like the video. Like, share, and may God's peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you.